Live from the Brooklyn Bridge. So, on today's episode of Unfucking Your Future, I'm kidding. Just wanted to give you guys an update. So, FOMC meeting, we kind of forgot about the FOMC meeting, but it's happening today. No rate cuts expected, but they're also not going to hike rates either, which is not a good thing or a bad thing. But, all right, a little bit icy. Not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. Because they're going to be announcing the Fed Reserve, the person's going to replace Jerome Powell pretty soon anyway, so it's all good. But from what I'm focusing on specifically is the Clarity Act. Markup's going to happen tomorrow, thank God. There's no last minute cancellations, knock on wood. So it looks like it's going to go forward, unlike the last one that was canceled. This is the Senate Agricultural Committee, so remember that this bill specifically, is one that's more in line with the original bill, which is just focusing on specifically the meat of what we need, which is clarity as to what kind of cryptocurrencies are commodities and which ones are investment contracts, stocks. So the White House has spent the weekend, we have internet now, we have ways of actually figuring out how we can talk to people. We don't actually have to be in DC or whatever. They've been spending the weekend lobbying and letting people know, don't put any extra fluff shit in there. Like, there was one congressperson, senator, I forgot their name, that said that they wanted to add something about like credit cards or something. I forgot what specifically it was, but something about like, oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Sharing is caring. So they wanted to add some piece of legislation to the Clarity Act that has to do with crypto, mind you, about credit card fee swiping. And the White House was like, bro, you can't do that. You're gonna fucking get away from the conversation of what the Clarity Act is supposed to be about, bring clarity to space, and you're gonna put in banking legislation in there that has nothing to do with the Senate Agricultural Committee. The Senate Agricultural Committee specifically farms agriculture commodities. This is why DC's fucked up. I don't know. The main reason why DC's fucked up is because all these Congress people have lobbyists in their ears, and these lobbyists, oh shit, it's like icy and shit. Out of the water, it's a piece of ice. But anyway, it's fucked up because a lot of Congress people and US senators, they let the lobbyists get in their ears and sell them on shit that certain pieces of legislation don't need. Just because they fund their campaigns, I get it. This is going to sound a little bit fucked up and a little bit racist, but I don't know. It's the Crypto Clarity Act. Should we have the Israeli lobby weighing in on more funding for fucking, I don't know, whatever they're doing in the Middle East? No. But again, this is where DC fucks up. A lot of US senators, US Congress people, they don't care about just, hey, let's pass this legislation in a clean manner and get along with our lives. They want to add extra shit. Just like the last one with the Senate banking committee, where basically they said, okay, let's add in a piece, although a stable coin said we can have yields, let's add, a piece of legislation into that cancels out yields so we can basically kill the crypto industry, so people will prefer banks. Bro, it has nothing to do with fucking the legislation. Just let it be. Pass the act. All we want is let us know, is the SEC gonna have more jurisdiction or the CFTC, right? Are most cryptos stocks or are most cryptos commodities? That's it. Simple. That's it. Clean bill. No extra fluff. But they won't do that because it's CC. However, I have strong faith because last time it was canceled last minute when they had the markup scheduled for Congress. I believe it was canceled like 12 hours before. So tomorrow is 10:30 a.m. Assuming it's not canceled between now and, midnight tonight or 10 p.m. tonight, we can make a safe bet that they're probably going to at least mark it up. And remember, the way this works is if they mark it up, they mark it up first. If it's successful, then it goes to a U.S. Senate vote. I'm not sure 100% how this part's going to work, but this is how it worked last time, because the last time the Genius Act, that originated in the Senate, so it's different. But this time, I think they still have to do the same process. They have to get 60 votes, which is a split Congress right now. Senate, Democrats, Republicans are gonna have to figure out how to get 60 votes, which they can do. Once that happens, General House vote, 51 votes, and then we're off to the races. Well, then it goes back to the house. The house will pass it. It'll be like Crypto Week 2.0, just like last time in July. They're gonna pass it to the house. They're gonna send it to President Trump's desk. They're gonna have a little signing ceremony. They're gonna wait 3 days to call, Brian Armstrong, the Winklevoss twins, all the people in the industry, have a little ceremony circle. Yep, and then we're done. So, Brooklyn Bridge is a beautiful sight to behold. Oh, you can see the ice, look. The pieces of ice in the water, which kind of surprised me. I don't usually just do tourism. I do tourism when my friends are here, and I'm with them in a bit. Look at that. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I used to practice rugby with that in the background. Imagine that. I actually used to practice rugby in a little park over there. And then every day during practice, just staring at that baby during water breaks. And then on the other side, you have Brooklyn, of course. And this is the Brooklyn Bridge. That's the Manhattan Bridge. There's like 17 million bridges. Remember the bridges that connect different boroughs. But this is not a channel about bridges. This is a channel about crypto. So patience. FOMC meeting, nothing happened. You might see like this. The next part I'm going to say is not financial advice. Do your own research. FOMC meeting, you shouldn't see any movement upward or downward. If it is, minimal and short-lived. However, if at any moment, we get an inkling, a piece of like, hey, listen, the markup's successful. We're going to go to a full U.S. Senate House vote. People know what that means. And don't be surprised if we start the crypto market correct upwards. Like I wrote in an article recently. The Crypto Clarity Act, we're going to chase the M2 again. And this will also make sure that certain cryptos that should be successful, this will basically say, okay, these are the cryptos that are commodities. These are the ones that are investment contracts. 99% of them are probably commodities. And you're going to start to see the banks start to buy the proper ones that have actual use case, have a future. They're not going to, sorry for saying this, no heat on Charles Hoskinson, the banks are probably going to buy ADA or suggest to their clients that they buy ADA. These are investment professionals that work with high net worth individuals that are really smart, right? They're not going to be like, hey, you should buy this picture of a dog coin that was made 2 days ago, right? You're going to say the ones that are good, the ones that have use cases, the Solanas of the world, the HBARs of the world that are being used by enterprises. Those are the ones that are going to start to go up. And as people start to invest into those, you're going to see that there's going to be less and less and less and less and less people investing into shit projects that have no future. With that being said,